Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Thursday night edition of the Real Chat Daddy Show. I am your host, Chat Daddy, and I hope this audio is a little bit better this evening. We are working on the beginning stages of the audio on this show. We're not quite sure what that's about, but that's okay. Don't worry. I have another great show planned for your viewing and listening pleasure this evening. It is the first day of October. Yep, October is here already, and that means Halloween is 30 days away, and there's been a lot of debate on whether or not cities and municipalities should have Halloween celebrations. Should children be able to trick or treat? We'll talk about that tonight, as well as a few other wonderful things. And then don't forget, coming up next Thursday evening, yours truly will be a part of a very special benefit in honor of IMD Guest House, Illinois Medical District Guest House, where people who are in need of medical treatment, them and or their families, are able to have a safe and comfortable place to stay while these people are battling life-threatening illnesses. So tonight is our 1 week kick off to the big celebration, which will take place next Thursday evening. And then it's Relationship Thursday. Yep, my favorite day of the week. Coming up on the show tonight is the premier Passionator. She is the creator of Get Back to the Passion Institute. The legendary Miss Eden Adele will be by here tonight. And, she's the passion kitten. She, tells us what we need to know to put some spark back in our romance. And so tonight, she's talking to single ladies about dating during the pandemic. A lot of you ladies still want to find you somebody, and you think you could meet somebody during the pandemic. Well, we'll give you all the lowdown and rules on dating during the pandemic. Our co-host tonight is no stranger to the show. She's been here with us many times before. We celebrate the beautiful woman that she is, a Renaissance woman, a philanthropist, but a lot of times I think we just celebrate her hair. She has been voted the best afro on the Real Chat Daddy Show, not for 1 year, but 2 years. She has not even been on that long, but it just makes it sound like her hair is just so award-winning. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. My girl and yours, the incomparable Miss Dion Nichols. Hey, hello, darling.
Hey, my friend. I'm laughing because I think you may have to take off those headphones because you're still coming in and out every time you speak. And so I don't know.
Now, here's the funniest thing. Is it still bad now?
It was when you initially started speaking, you were PC.
Yeah.
And I was like, Art's saying so much good stuff and you're PC. So I'm not sure. You tell me.
Well, there's nothing. Well, it's really nothing I can do about it. It's something that they have to fix behind the scenes because I have the best microphone, the best headsets. I just think it's a matter of once the next guest kind of connects on, the transmission gets better. Because now it's perfect, isn't it?
Now it's great. Yeah, you're right.
Isn't that something? So now I don't know. It's something weird, and it's something I've been going back and forth with the developer of this app all about. I think when it's like one person talking is crazy, but once you add other people, it kind of gets a little bit better. Well, hello, Dion Nicole Smith. How are you, darling?
I am doing quite well, and I'm happy to always see you and be with you. This is my 5th time. Five.
And see, I said your hair has won for the last 2 years in a row on the show. So, and the show has not even been around for 2 years, but I just felt like I should say, like your afro has won best afro on the show 2 years.
I love it because I know I told you I started calling my hair Pam Jr. because I love Pam Grier so much. Mm-hmm. And so in homage to her, I started calling my hair Pam Jr. or calling myself Pam Jr. My curves are a little bit close to hers. I think she got everybody beat, but I'm similar.
Yeah, you similar. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You are fabulous. So I know you are under the gun, working on this beautiful virtual gala. At the end of the hour, at the bottom of this hour, we're going to talk a little bit more about the gala. But how are you? How's everything coming? And then save all of the juicy for later on, so we can get these people excited. Yes.
Okay. I will. Yes, we are. I am working very hard. We're getting these pieces together. It's our fun virtual cocktail party, and you already know because you're going to be a part of it. So we're excited about all of our celebrity guests who are some big wigs, and I am so excited that you are a part of the wonderful, loving, caring crew that is a part of this event. I'm so excited that you are joining us. So thank you so much, my friend. I really appreciate you. So
well, thank you, my love. You know,
and I want to spotlight. You know how I come on here spotlighting Black female designers. So
yes,
and I think we have a mutual friend, Jean Williams.
Oh, absolutely. Yes, I love Jean.
Created this, and I bought it from her because I love it. It's called Bridge Over Troubled Waters because doesn't it look like a bridge?
Yes, it does.
And I love it. And I immediately said, Jean, I'm going to buy that from you. So I love her and I love this. So I thought I would spotlight, you know, I have to come over and represent and shine some light. So if anybody wants to buy something from Jean Williams Studio, you can find her on Facebook. But yeah, beautiful work, don't you think?
It is beautiful. It really is. And I love it. It's that is very cool. Nice.
I love things that are architectural and just different, as you can tell from my afro with all my gray.
Yeah, that's okay. That's all right. It's in the right places though. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I hope so. It's like my face, thankfully, doesn't look super old, but you see the gray in my afro and then you wonder, how old is she? We won't worry about that. We won't tell anybody about that.
We won't worry about that.
Your host says, how you doing? We won't do that.
Okay. All right. Well, amen. And, I've not asked your relationship status lately because, we're such good friends. I just always know somebody's loving on you. But I felt like, maybe our relationship advice guest tonight might be, perfect. I don't know. Yeah. Okay.
I can't wait for this show. Yes, I am very single. Very, very, very. I'm building a relationship with a friend. But, that is a friendship. You're building friendship, and we'll see if anything progresses from it. Mm-hmm. But yes, there is definitely a special friend in my world that I definitely care about. But I'm very much single. Yes, I'm very single.
Okay.
Never had a ring on.
Okay. Okay, all you single ladies.
Exactly. And I will say this, I have also never felt pressured. I have never felt like I needed to be in a relationship, needed to be with someone. I have not felt that ever. So I am quite happy in my own skin and by myself. And, if God makes it so where he wants to bring somebody in my space and it's the right person, great. But if not, people that in my past, my ex-boyfriends, I have, had some interesting circumstances. But if my thing is, I don't hate you. If it didn't work out, there's no reason why we can't be cool. So I'm cool with a lot of my ex-boyfriends. But saying that doesn't mean, we're not crazy. It's not like I'm in constant contact, but they also know we're cool. Their wives know who I am, Oh,
I love it. I love it. You are that lady. You are the chill chick. You are the Pam Grier of Black modern romance. You know what I'm saying? Right. That's baby, that's what you are. You all that and then some. And we love you for that, Dion. We do.
I love it. Well, but it's true though. I don't get why people, and I understand if it was something crazy. And I'm not going to even go there. My ex, the last ex from last year, I have nothing against you. I pray you're well, but I'm good.
Right.
Like, I don't have to talk to you. I'm good. Pray you're well, but I'm good. I can care about you from a distance. I'm all right.
Honey, that sounded a wee bit, tad bit on the salty and sour side. Like if I had to choose a flavor of chip for what you just said, honey, that seemed a little salty sour with some Tabasco sauce on it.
I'm trying to keep it classy, Art.
Okay, dear, you brought it up, not me.
Keep be classy, yes.
You
But
brought
yeah,
it up.
that can be a little salty, salt and sour chips, yes.
Yes, with a lot of Tabasco on it. Right. I was like, oh, I said, now if this situation was a flavor of chip, it'd be salty sour with hot sauce on it.
It would be. Yes, that's true.
Okay. All
You
right.
did.
But we gonna let it go. You're internet superstar now with me. Your hair has been named, and you have a big fabulous gala coming up next week. So see, you got the upper hand on all of that. See there? See, that's
Hey,
right. Yes.
that's right. All I can
All
say
right.
is we're gonna move forward with positivity.
Yes.
Always grateful for our blessings.
Mhm.
And hey, not worry about it.
That's right.
And if you're not supposed to be in my world, bye-bye.
Bye,
Everybody
boo-boo.
for a season and a reason. Bye.
That's right. Okay. All right. Well, with that being said, we need to give the today Illinois public health officials update on COVID-19. The Department of Public Health has issued a statement that 166 newly diagnosed cases, Lord, I can't talk tonight, of COVID-19 with 25 additional fatalities confirmed. This now brings our statewide total of cases to 295,444, and our death total now is 8,696. And we just want to remind everyone that we are still in the middle of a pandemic, a global pandemic. COVID-19 has changed the way we've looked at a lot of different things in the world in which we live in. And so on this show, we want to do whatever we can to remind you guys the safety things that you need to do. Seeing that it is happy hour, I have my cocktail mask. So make sure you wear your mask. Please make sure you wear your mask. Cover your nose and mouth.
Right. You see, all you can see are my eyes.
Some of y'all have them down here. Some of y'all have them right here.
Exactly.
Some of y'all, right. And look, if the straps are not colored, or, if you have on a regular, paper N95 mask and your straps have gotten really nasty and dirty, it's time for you to swap your mask out. It's time for you to do that. Yeah, it is, and you're supposed to wash these and, do everything that you're supposed to do. I normally have my bottle of hand sanitizer, but I don't have it in here with me. But I do have sanitizing hand wipes. So we want to remind everybody to please sanitize and wash your hands. Soap and water is the best way to go. I mean, you've been told that since you were a kid, but I need you to wash your hands. Social distance, the importance of standing back at least 6 feet. Get up off of me. You know how to do it, y'all. Get people up off of you. And then here's the biggest thing that we say on this show. If you're not feeling well, we get it. Keep your ass in the house. Plain, simple, does not cost you anything to stay at home. We're in the midst of COVID season. If you call and tell your boss, I think I even just have a tickle in my throat, I guarantee you they're going to tell you to keep your ass at home. So don't you agree, Dion?
Yes, I totally agree. Yes. That's right. They're sorry, but no.
Yes. So now, Dion, the mayor has lifted the restrictions off of getting facials, people who might need a shave, anything that would require somebody to do a detailed service within your face area has now been lifted here in the city of Chicago. What are your thoughts and feelings? Are you going to run out? You have beautiful skin. So do you ever get facials? Like, I'm a person who loves to get facials, but I don't know how quick I'm ready to go back and have somebody pruning my face like that.
I love you for saying I have beautiful skin, number one. So that's the magic of lighting and makeup. Thank you so much for that, my friend. I will take it. But no, I love facials. I absolutely love facials. Saying that, you do have to just make sure and be clear where you are and who you're dealing with.
Right.
I will say that my esthetician, I love her. She's Betty O's Day Spa. You remember Betty? You know Betty.
Oh, I love Betty O's.
Yeah. So I still go there, and I love them because they have individual private rooms that you can close the door. And I know even the last time I went, she had a mask, she had a shield. So I mean, everybody should be very careful, but I do think that if that person has that, and based on how the air maybe filtration system is in the actual spot or where you're going, like you just really have to pay attention to all those things. You just have to be careful. So you just have to think about it and be careful. But you know, I have to think about it a little bit. Maybe I do miss a facial. I'm not gonna lie. I do miss a facial because I love Michelle. I miss her.
Yes.
So I do, you know, I think you just have to think about it. I think a lot of us, because we want to support our local businesses, especially those of us, most of us, you know, all of these are small businesses and we really want to support them, and we want to make sure that they are going to continue to exist. So you know, I'm not gonna front. I may go in there. I'm not gonna, you know, as long as she has, you know, her mask on and her shield. I mean,
where I go for my grooming, they take your temperature at the door. They're offering you sanitizer. You only go for a scheduled appointment. You know, my barber, he stays masked up the entire time, you know, that he's grooming and cleaning me up. And I carry my own thermometer, as you guys all know. I don't go anywhere without my thermometer checking temperatures. So I don't know. And then, you know, most of the time when I leave out the house, I have these on as well too. So, you know, I have on my Elroy Jetsons, you know, so I love it. I love it. So I you know, I'm trying to be as safe as possible, but we've got to continue to keep living in this world and do the right things. And you know, so I don't know. Hopefully it'll get better. Well, Chicago restaurants will now be allowed to seat 50 diners or 40% of the capacity indoors. And, you know, so with this safety measure, they're saying that everyone must have on a mask who are eating and drinking. So here's the deal. While you're eating and drinking, you can take your mask off. But as soon as the busboy or the waiter or waitress comes to the table, you have to put your mask back on. Child, the other day I was having a good time drinking and I forgot, and I was like, oh, let me put my mask on. I mean, you know, so I mean, it's just one of those things that we've got to continue to practice keeping up with these masks and putting these masks on so that we're able to stay safe, you know?
We do. And it's real tricky. And I think for a lot of us that have even dipped our toe, I know I've been probably more cautious than others, which I think a lot of us have been cautious, but I have gone out, I think once to patio seating and then once indoors since, you know, they started lifting about a month. And that was only last month. So I waited all this time to even try to tip my, you know, put my little toe in the water, because I just wasn't comfortable. So I tried both things last month, indoor, which I wasn't planning to be indoors, but it was raining that day. So what could you do? You had to go indoors. And I was pleasantly surprised that, you know, the seats were definitely, everybody had it was well spaced out. And my friend and I were even sitting, you know, on opposite sides of the table. We weren't like even directly across. He's over here, I'm over here. So it just was one of those situations where I said, okay. And of course we kept on our mask until our server came around, same thing. And when we ate, you know, they still had their mask on 24/7. And you know, you just have to, and every staff member had on their mask, because that's how it should be right now. We don't have a choice. We're in a pandemic, but we're trying to find some sense of normalcy in the midst of this pandemic, which is really hard to do because we're all just making the best out of the situation. But of course, we're feeling frustrated. Some people may be dealing with depression. Some people are, you know, just have all these emotions and these feelings. And now that we've gone into fall, now that we're officially in fall,
We are.
We're getting darker. The light outside, we're getting darker and darker earlier. Mm-hmm. And we know there are a lot of people who have seasonal disorder where they just, you know, their emotions are affected by daylight and lack of it.
Yes.
So
you're right.
I'm just feeling for everybody right now because we're all dealing with how do we navigate this in winter?
Yes.
Ooh, I'm praying for all of us because we're not going to be sitting outside when it's 10 degrees.
No, and these poor restaurants are really going to suffer.
Oh my gosh.
You know, in the beginning of the show, I talked about the fact that, you know, Halloween is looking dicey. They've already projected that Thanksgiving will probably end up being a Zoom call for most families. And so now they're saying that even Christmas, you know, a holiday tradition is, you know, growing up as kids, going to the mall, taking a picture with Santa Claus. Well, guess what? That's probably not going to happen this year. Santa Claus and elves and the little display and the Christmas, you know, go and get the picture taken and all of that. That's probably not going to happen this year at all. And so we've now got to figure out a way of how to present Santa Claus to our young people this year.
Well, you know, right. I'm going to leave it alone with Santa versus the real reason for the season, but whatever.
Right.
But I will say, I think a lot of people are probably going to be creative about drive-by Santas. Let's be real, since you know the drive-ins have returned, which I love the idea of so many drive-ins that just pop back up, that, you know, resurrected during this pandemic. I think anybody and everybody loves a drive-in. True, they were a little expensive for my taste because if it's a pandemic, I'm not going to have 6 people in my car. So when you give a price that, and you say 6 people, I'm not putting, I mean, it's a pandemic, so I'm not trying to have a load of people in my car.
Yeah, you and I kind of talked about that with one of the house music festivals. Like if it's just me in the car and you charging $50, $60 a car, I'm not getting ready to pay that. I can stay at home.
It was more than that. Remember, it was so ridiculous. It was like $200 or $100 something. It was something crazy. But when I look at some of the other ones that are still, that will be doing some things like that. For instance, I don't know if you saw the lineup for Chicago International Film Festival. Well, they're doing a couple of screenings in Pilsen at the drive-in theater. And they're charging, for people that are not members, they're charging like, I want to say $75. When if you're saying I can stream as much as I would like to, but if you're saying I can stream the same movie at home for $12, do I really want to pay $75 just to sit in my car around other folks? I'm not going to add 3 more people to my car just to make it worth my while on costs. No, I'd like to, but Okay. So I do appreciate people doing that. And I think people are going to start being creative with things like Halloween and Christmas.
And Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving too. I was really thinking about Halloween and Christmas only because those are activities where you see a lot of people out in an environment. Like with Halloween, you may have drive-by Halloweens. Let's be real. Are people going to roll up to people's houses and they just come out and give you candy through the car?
Well, Mayor Lightfoot did have a press conference today where, you know, she was sharing various ideas of, you know, how people can safely do it. You know, they were saying that, you know, for houses that will participate, put some type of sign or light outside your home saying we are participating. Then they saying that you should social distance the candy, sitting it out on a table and let the young people grab it, have plenty of hand sanitizer. That's what I said too, because look, it'd be just my luck, some bad ass kid come along and take the whole damn table. Right. Just
Yeah, no.
yeah, that's me too. Just don't ring my bell. We good.
Right.
We good. We'll be back next year. We'll give next year. How about that? We'll put chocolates out next year.
No. I
Yeah.
think it will work if literally somebody feels like they want to stand out there when people come up. Okay, I'm gonna take a grabber with
Yes.
with a hook.
Yes.
I'm gonna pick up that candy, extend it to your bag, drop. Here you go. Bye, baby. And that's 6 feet.
Yes. Yes.
You're not going to even get that close to me to pick up nothing with your hands.
Right.
I'm using the grabber. Here you go. Boom. Because otherwise,
not going to happen.
Germs.
All right. Well, today was the official day that early voting began here in the city of Chicago. The Loop Super Center, located at Clark and Lake, had a line that extended down the Lake Street block. And you guys know how long that between Clark and Dearborn, there's major theaters and everything. This citywide early voting in all 50 wards will begin on October 14th. You can also drop off your mail-in ballot at any secured ballot collection box located at any of the 51 early voting booth places. So starting October 14th, it'll open up in the wards. But for those of you that want to go downtown, the Super Center is available for voting. Lines were down the block today. People had brought folding chairs. People of all walks of life were down there. And so, Dion, what I want to talk to you about, being a Black woman who takes a stance on what's fair and right. Even if we take your head off of you being who you are at IMD Guest House, in your role, you are out here trying to advocate and help people and do the right thing in this world. What did you think about the debate on Tuesday night between our current president and the Democratic candidate for president 2020? What was your take as a Black woman? What did that look like to you?
I would even take out, as a Black woman, as a woman, I would take out both of those pieces because they really didn't matter. As a human being, it was disgraceful. It was a big fat joke. It was a waste of time. It was a waste of TV time. It didn't make any sense. You have two grown men arguing. And I don't care who I'm for. It's disgraceful to see that. And honestly, I was thinking about if it was me and I was actually in the role of having to participate in the debate with someone that I knew that I did not like, did not respect, who I knew is a liar, I would just have to stand there and let that person burn themselves. Like, I literally wouldn't even argue. I would say, And like I was saying, I would literally stay focused. I would not even respond to the ignorance, to the insanity. I wouldn't even respond. I would just be cool and say, okay, Chris, as you asked me, this is my response. I would let that person burn themselves. There's no need to go back and forth. I'm not stooping to your level. I'm not. I'll stay at this plateau because I know I'm already there because of how you reacted, how you have carried yourself throughout this presidency. So I'm going to stay here. I'm not going to even sink to your level and try to play your game. I'm not. Nope. So just as a human being, it just was disgraceful. It doesn't matter who you are. I don't care who you were that looked at that. I can't even stomach that certain person's voice. I can't even stomach. I literally put that particular person on mute. There's no sense. There's no reason to actually hear that person's voice because everything coming out of the mouth is going to be a lie. So, it's almost a waste of time, but no. I wouldn't there's no point. There's no point of what definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result? There's no point. There's no point.
Yes, one of our viewers, Watika, she went today. She voted at the Super Center. She said
Mhm.
the lines moved quickly, and they had a lot of people drop off mail-in
That's
votes.
great.
No waiting. They have a box, so that's very good. So people
Okay.
are responding and going out and voting.
Okay,
Yeah.
so let me ask you this. How are you planning to vote? Are you going to take a mail in and drop off, or are you going to stand in line and go and physically do it? Because I know I applied for a mail in ballot, but I'm not
Uh-huh.
going to mail it. I'm going to drop it off.
Have you received your mail-in ballot?
Not yet, but they said between October 3rd and the 5th. So
Okay.
I did get an actual receipt that
Uh-huh.
said we received your application and you will be receiving it. So I did get that. I did
Okay.
get that. My
All
mother
right.
got hers, but she did it just to see how quickly it would happen. But she actually, at 80 years old, she wants to physically go. And I don't
Oh,
blame
I
her.
do too. I do
Out,
too.
right, coming out of her generation. Now, me saying that, I may want to try that mail in, but again, I'm gonna drop it off. But
Right.
I'm very, like, I don't know. I'm on the fence because I don't know. Are you gonna just toss mail-ins even though I'm dropping it off right at the same place where people are standing in line?
Mhm.
None of us really know what's gonna happen. All I can do is pray,
Mhm.
to be honest, and do my
Yeah.
part, which is vote. There's no way I'm not gonna vote.
Yes.
As someone whose ancestors died for the right to vote, as someone who, as a woman, still, talking about voting rights. I mean, come on. You
Mhm.
have to vote.
It's important. It really is. And after that childish behavior we saw on Tuesday night, last night we had a wonderful show, Dion. We had American voters express their thoughts and opinions. We had
Right.
everything from, an actor and comedian last night. We had a mom who was watching the debate with her 16-year-old daughter, who both mother and daughter were just so eloquent last night. We had our good friend Kim out of Oklahoma City, who whenever she's on, she preaches a sermon and tells it like it is. To even our co-host last night, Maurice Miles, he just, we people are just fed up and sick of just all of this ratchet behavior from our president.
Yes.
You run our country. Everybody's not ghetto and ratchet and
No.
cutting people off and giving them the middle finger. And a lot of people say, well, Joe Biden shouldn't have, called him a clown, this, that, and nothing. When you stand there and insult people, sometimes the best revenge and to get your point across is to cut them, is to let them know you're not going to stand for it.
I mean, and truthfully, we know you can handle it in different ways, right? He took that route. I'm not upset. I'm not upset at all. Because he, like you just said, if somebody says something, you have every right to say something back. So I definitely don't blame him. But I do want anybody who is under the sound of our voices, those that just don't understand why you should vote, when we see everything that's going on in this world, all of the injustice on every level, nothing is going to change if you don't vote. And it starts with local. It starts from the bottom up. If you don't vote, nothing is going to change. When you talk about judges, when you talk about, aldermen, judges, representatives, congresspeople, if you don't vote, nothing changes.
No.
Nothing changes. So when you talk about attorney generals, or like that particular person, and I'm trying to stay very nice and very professional, but that Kentucky,
Yes.
whoo, yeah.
Talking about the AG.
Oh my gosh. When you think about his role, if you don't vote, then you can't get him out of office, people.
Right.
If you don't vote. So you have to vote. If you're dealing with someone who obviously does not have your best interest at heart, who obviously is not trying to stand up for what's right and for justice and equality, I mean, seriously, you have to vote. That is the importance of the vote.
Yes. Yes, you are absolutely right. Well, Dion, we've done an outstanding job covering all the hot topics and news stories of the day. We do want to send some loves, hugs, and prayers to the one and only Mr. John Legend and his beautiful wife, Chrissy Teigen.
Oh my God.
She miscarried their third child, and Jack was going to be the young man's name. And the one thing I must give John and Chrissy is that they allow us to look into their lives just really so beautifully. Them and their children are internet or Instagram sensations. We love following them, and so our hearts really were ripped apart when we found out she lost that third baby. So
I can't even imagine. I really can't, and I don't think people understand. And as a woman, my heart goes out to her. I am not a mother, but I can only imagine what she may be going through. And people need to realize too, miscarriages are more common than you think.
Yes.
So you really do have to keep them lifted up. Keep them in your prayers. Really just comfort those around you who may be pregnant or who may have gone through that, because I do know people who have, and my heart just aches for them.
Yes, it does. Well, yes. So everybody, please keep John Legend and his wife, Chrissy Teigen, in your thoughts and prayers. And we're so sorry about that. And I actually am trying to get some guests on now to talk about that, because it's really hard for a lot of women to really express themselves after they've lost a child like that. It's a lot of guilt associated with it. And, so our thoughts and prayers go out to them. All right. Well, now, Dion, we need to shift gears, darling. Fluff that afro up, and I've popped a bottle of champagne in honor of the occasion, darling.
Good. Thank you. I have my tea.
Yes, I see. It looks all herbaceous, dear.
I have my libations getting ready.
Yes, very good. Well, next Thursday evening, we will be celebrating what is IMD Guest House Virtual Cocktail Party. Love wins. And we are super excited tonight to talk to you guys. We are 1 week out from the star-studded event. Dion, it just keeps pulling all these stars out the hat, and I'm just lucky to be amongst all of these wonderful people. So, Dion, do me a favor, darling. Tell everybody what we're expecting next week. Tell them how they can get connected. It is still free to register for this wonderful event.
That's right.
Free, a virtual cocktail party. Yes. So Dion, start off by introducing us to IMD Guest House, and then let's talk about this wonderful event.
Sure. So for those that do not understand who we are and what we do, IMD Guest House provides safe temporary lodging for those that are getting medical treatment from our partner hospitals. So just imagine that you are coming from somewhere far away. It can be in one of the suburbs, north, south, east, west. It can be out of the city. It can be in the state. It can be in a neighboring state in the Midwest. It could be in the country or the world. And you need to come to one of our hospitals, whether it's UI Health, whether it's Rush, whether it's Stroger, whether it's UChicago Medicine, and you need to get treatment, whether it's cancer, whether it is an organ transplant, whether you need to have resources to help you with your PTSD. We provide a safe place to stay while you're dealing with your treatment. And I have talked to former guests, I've talked to volunteers whose stories just really, they warm your heart when you think about what we're able to provide, that comfort of care and community here at IMD Guest House. And we're located right here on UIC's campus. And we have 47 apartments. And we try to give you a sense of home away from home, so that when you're going through, you can actually be here. We deal with inpatient and outpatient, so that you have relatives that are with you, or friends or family, whomever who's with you, that can stay right here close to the hospital, so that if you need something, they're right here. If you need to recuperate, you're right here. You don't have to go all the way home if you're actually local. You don't have to go all the way back to Indianapolis or Houston like Chris Moore or, wherever it is. You can stay right here and have resources, have food, have, my colleagues who are able to check in on you. We provide small inspirational notes to keep you encouraged. We provide little breakfast bags for you. We even are now trying to do some virtual things since things are different right now. So we always just want to stay connected to you so that you feel like you have resources and you can really start that process of healing. But we're here as a resource. And I don't think there's anybody really alive right now who hasn't had somebody in their family who was dealing with something that was challenging, medically speaking. Mm-hmm. So imagine when you have to come here to Chicago or you have to come from far, far away and you don't want to stay in a hotel because you can't afford it. But just $65 is the average amount that we charge for a stay. $65 compared to $200 or plus, that's a huge difference. And for a lot of people, it may be less than that because 70% of our guests we do give them some kind of support. So just imagine not even paying that to actually be able to heal and to recover. And during this pandemic, we've been housing our doctors and nurses who've been working so hard to keep people alive who need to stay close to the hospital at UI Health and Rush. We've actually been housing them for free, which I think is amazing. It's an incredible gift. So that's who we are. And so next Thursday, next Thursday, October 8th at 5:30, we're having a virtual cocktail party. Yay! Since we can't gather in person right now, yes, we're going to have a virtual cocktail party. And we're so excited because it's free. So just imagine if you were to come in person, that it probably would be like $100, $150, $200 a ticket to come to a cocktail party or something that's a fundraiser. But this is free, absolutely free to register. Free, like that commercial says. It is free. And we are excited because we have the one and only amazing anchor from GMA, Robin Roberts. She will be there. And then we have comedic legends, George Wendt. Most people know him from Norm from Cheers. Yep. And we have Tim Kazurinsky from SNL and Police Academy movies. Yes. And then we have one of our favorite former cornerback from the Chicago Bears, Charles Peanut Tillman. And we have our one and only fashion designer, fabulous haute cuisine, MasterChef fan favorite, Tommy Watson. And then of course, we have yours truly, our friend, our Chat Daddy Sims, who's going to be a part as well. So I know that you want to join us. And what's cool about it too is Carnival Restaurant is one of our fabulous partners. And we will be showing you how to make a cotton candy martini.
A martina? You gonna make a martina for the people, right? After you done had a couple of them, they're gonna be martinas. Yeah.
Hey, that's right. Cotton candy martini and a mojito. And if you buy cocktail kits from Carnival, they will give IMD House $10 from each cocktail kit. So that is a fun way to support us. So that information is on our event site. So go to lovewins.givesmart.
Here it is right here. Here it is. There it is right there. Lovewins.givesmart.com.
Yes.
There it is. Mm-hmm.
And we also have a 50-50 raffle. And I know everybody wants some money right now. So our raffle tickets are $50 a piece. So whatever we raise, you get half of it. So I think you may want to take your chance at that. And then we also just today, we made our silent auction live. So we have a couple of fun packages like Corona Who, a staycation for you. So
yes, and it's fabulous, you guys. It is. It's fabulous.
If you want to get away from home and go to a hotel, you can. And then Carnival was sweet enough to give us dinner for two. And then if for those artists out there, we have something called Artist Dreams. So if you want to get your skills together to be on camera, my good friend Harold Dennis, he donated his class because he's an instructor with Second City. And then we have the fabulous Ink Factory Studio that is going to donate and give you 2 tickets to one of their workshops so you can really test your skills. And if you want to be like Tommy and be the next master chef, then the chopping block is going to present your own private virtual class, cooking class, and we're going to give you a $500 app gift certificate on top of that.
What?
And then the next one is yes, Art. I love that package. What? And then for those that want to stay at home and have your own little party, you can get some wine and some beer. So we have a couple of wines for humanity. Wine in-home wine tasting. So that's perfect, right? In-home. And you can have your own socially distant tasting, right? And then if you want to enjoy some beer, then Kinschlager Brewing Company in Oak Park, they actually donated a prize package too. So some fun stuff. And it's open now. So you just got to go to the website, lovewins.givesmart.com and join us. So remember, it is free next Thursday. It's absolutely free. And it's not going to be that long, y'all. It is not even an hour long. It's not going to be an hour-long program, okay? So you don't even have to spend too much of your time. You can come, join us, spread the word, let people know, have some fun, create a cocktail. So you need to get those kits now so you can be prepared and have some cocktails with us. Right, Art?
Oh, absolutely. Look, it's all about the libations, baby. It's all about the libations.
And I mean, hello, all I can say is I was blown away by the kindness of all of you, all of my celebrity guests, all of my celebrity participants. I was just really overjoyed by the kindness of all of you to want to be a part of this event, because every one of you recognizes how important our services are, especially now when we talk about healthcare equity. We know so many people cannot afford, even more cannot afford to do what they need to do to heal. So I'm just grateful that we're able to help people. And we tell people all the time, we have people who come from Chile, who come from Mexico, who come from Siberia, who come from down the street. So we literally have people that come from all over to actually take advantage of our valuable services. So please join us. Please come.
All right. Well, it's an honor and a pleasure to be among the wonderful list of celebrities that you've named. I'm really honored because that is a really great group of people, and I'm looking forward to next Thursday evening. I cannot encourage you guys enough to please be a part of this. It's free. The raffle should be great. The silent auction is just wonderful. And this will be a chance for you to hobnob and mingle virtually with a lot of famous celebrities. So I'm looking forward to next Thursday evening. It's all about cocktails and a good time. And we're 5:30. Yes.
You can tune in from all over the world, the 5:30 Central Time. Okay.
Yes. So for those of you that are in Hawaii, it's happy hour there all the time anyway. Because like in Hawaii, that would be like 11 a.m. in the morning. That's okay.
God.
Right.
Like that,
that's okay, but it's Hawaii. That's why it's Hawaii. Yes,
it definitely is like late morning, early afternoon. That's for sure.
Yes, absolutely. All right, well, Dion, I'm looking forward to next Thursday evening. You've done a great job as always. The website is along the bottom of the screen, lovewins.givesmart.com. It's really easy and simple for you guys to sign up, and there we are. Bada boom. Bada bing. Ain't that how we say it around here, baby? Bada boom, bada bing. That's how we say it. All right, very good.
Bada boom.
You said what?
Bada bing, bada boom.
Yeah, bada bing, bada boom, baby. That's how we say it around here. Well, we're going to shift gears yet again. For those of you all that are just joining us, welcome to the Thursday night edition of the Real Chat Daddy Show. I am your host, Chat Daddy. Glad to be here with you guys on it's a fall evening. It is definitely a fall evening. It is in the high 50s here in the Chicagoland area. A lot of people have been debating, Dion, whether or not to turn the heat on. And where I live at, the heat has been on already for a month now.
I'm about to say, yes, our building, they were turning the heat on. I said, thank you.
Oh, see, that's so funny because, honey, I could go to November, December without any heat. I really could. But, but that's okay. That's all right. Just glad to have it. So we'll just leave it at that. Well, speaking of heat, it is Relationship Thursday. And, each and every week I try to bring you some of the best guests ever. This young lady has been here with us before, not only as a guest, but as a co-host. She is known as the Passionator. She is the creator and founder of the Get Back to Passion Institute. She is what I consider a guru of making people want to love each other and being loving relationships. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. Our good friend, the Passionator, the kitten herself, the one and only Miss Eaton Adele. Hello, darling.
Hi. Wow. How are you?
Good.
So nice to meet you, Dion. Hi.
I know. Pleasure to meet you. And I love that name. It's just beautiful.
Well, thank you, love. Thank you. It is my passion to talk about passion. I'm so glad to be back here. It's always such a good time to be with Art. Oh my gosh, it's so good to be back, even from all the way over here.
Right. So
being in the studio.
I know. So, Eaton, you're actually down in the Dallas area, and I was talking to you on the phone the other day about how you've been making it through the quarantine. And look, Dion, she had nerve enough to say to me, "Well, when it's 70 and 80 and 90 degrees, you can deal with it a little bit better than up there in Chicago." And so she's been in that area for 2 years now. She just packed it all up and left Chicago. So how's it coming along, Eaton?
I love y'all, but I don't miss being there this time of year. I am so serious. I haven't seen snow in 2 years. Wow. My closet doesn't know what's going on. It's like my boots haven't been touched. My big puffy coat doesn't know what happened to me. I'm just saying, it's awesome. I woke up this morning and it was 70 degrees. I'm good. Oh. It was so good.
Oh, yeah. That's drastically different from us. It was like high 40s. Oh my gosh.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. I know, because it's October for real.
Yes,
it's October for real in Chicago. I was telling one of my
real
friends
quick,
the other
ladies.
day, I don't even know how to dress the Chicago cold anymore. I don't know how to do it.
CNN. Ladies, real quick, CNN is reporting that one of President Donald Trump's top aides, Hope Hicks, has tested positive for Corona-19, and she has traveled with the president multiple times recently, including his debate that was just in Cleveland on Tuesday night, and she was on board Marine One with Trump on Wednesday, heading to his campaign rally in Minnesota, and so now she has tested positive for COVID-19. So let's see how this all pans out with him, because this will be the second or third time somebody in his upper echelon has tested positive for COVID. So I just want to give you guys that breaking news.
Wow. Yes. It's gonna be interesting for sure. Yes. What day is the next debate? I didn't remember.
Well, the next one next week is vice president debate,
right.
And then we have another week before we do the presidential debate again. So we're looking at 14 days of quarantine. I doubt that'll happen.
Right.
I doubt if that'll happen at all. So not to digress. Well, let's go back and get back on to Eaton. I just thought I'd give you guys that breaking news that just came through.
Yeah.
Eaton, you're here tonight to talk to us about single women's dilemmas during this COVID-19 pandemic. Women actually want to get out here, meet them somebody, and here we are in the middle of a pandemic. What advice, right, Dion, right? What advice would you want to give us, Eden, about or give women, and this would probably be good advice for men on what to do to stay relevant during this pandemic?
Well, the first thing is we just have to embrace that dating is going to be different for a minute.
Right.
We got to stop trying to make it the way it was.
Thank you.
Because it's not going to be that. It's not going to be that for a minute. So we're going to have to change up some stuff just to be safe, just to be safer. Let's put it that way. Just to be safer. First of all, since we were using all this technology ahead of time to do stuff that it wasn't designed to do, like make whole relationships by text message, now it's a good time to use your video feature, like we're doing right here, to meet people. When people are new to you, maybe you met them online and you don't know anything about them. Maybe they were introduced to you by somebody that you do know. Something just like this is a great way to break the ice and to do some sorting so you can figure out if you even want to have an in-person date. You don't have to go out in person with everybody that thinks they want to have some time with you. You don't have to do that. You can have what we call a video date, which is very much like what we're doing here. You just set up a time, maybe even a place. Maybe you could go to your favorite restaurant and he could go to his. And you can set up a time, block out an hour where you just want to talk to each other and see where your commonalities are, see where your differences are, and see if it's something that you think you want to pursue to a second date. No further. Just if you want to call them again, or maybe if you want to see them in person. That's it. We have to stop approaching dating as if we're about to go meet our potential spouse.
Yes, I agree with you on that.
That's the truth.
Just see it as an opportunity to meet somebody new and find a way to enjoy the time you spend together. That's all. Just make it about that. Because the truth is, most of the people you meet aren't going to be compatible with you anyway. No matter how much you like them, no matter how attracted you are to them, no matter how much you think you want to see them again. Most people we meet are not compatible to share our lives with us. That doesn't make them wrong or bad. That's just the math.
I have a question for you on that. So what is that equation? So if we have gone out, I think you're nice looking, you speak well, you seem to know how to, add words to form a sentence, but you're saying that there's really an equation to really liking somebody. What are some of the things that add to that equation of liking somebody?
Well, one of the mistakes that we often make is believing that a good date makes a good mate.
Thank you.
Not necessarily true. Not necessarily true.
Thank you.
Just because I enjoy spending casual recreational time with you does not mean that I should be giving you my house keys and trying to figure out what we're going to do with our financial future. Those are two different sets of rules, two different sets of relationship skills, two different things. That's why we can't keep approaching dating as if we're meeting our future spouse. It is not likely. Now, what is likely is that you can meet somebody that you enjoy sharing time with for whatever reason. Maybe you have similar interests, you come from a similar area, maybe you work in a similar industry, all kinds of stuff, and bring people together and allow them to share an enjoyable evening. That's all dating is. And once you take all the pressure off of it, it doesn't feel like drudgery. If you go and you meet somebody that really doesn't work for you, then you don't have so much invested in it if you weren't thinking that this might be a potential match for you.
Right.
It's just another opportunity you haven't known yet. And to see how or if they fit into your life going forward. And it if is a real thing. If means yes or no. It doesn't necessarily mean yes. And the truth is, it probably won't mean yes. Because that's the math. We meet a lot more people than we're actually compatible to share our lives with.
Thank you.
We end a lot more relationships than we stay in. And that's okay. That doesn't mean anything's wrong. That's just the math. The truth is, you're going to go through a lot of people before you find one who's actually compatible with you, especially once you get past 40, because the people who did that as teenagers are already matched. And that's okay too. That's okay too. But you just have to be open to the possibility and willing to submit to the process. The process isn't difficult. You just have to see it accurately. You can't keep painting it with this fantasy and this Disney stuff that puts too much pressure on it and turns it into something that it's really not. All it is a chance to go spend an enjoyable evening with somebody you didn't know previously. That's all it is. And after that evening is over, you can debrief and figure out whether or not you want to try another evening. Just another evening. Not whether you see yourself with a future, see yourself in a relationship, see yourself matching up last names. It's not that deep. Just do I want to talk to them again? That's it. That's it. That's all. We got to take this thing in stages and stop trying to shortcut stuff.
I saw your afro waving.
Getting committed.
Well, I was getting ready to say I saw Dion's afro moving in the conversation. She was hitting on some points there, Dion. What do you think? I mean, you the single lady here tonight, Dion. Look, this is dedicated to you, my friend. What do you think about what she said so far, Dion?
Eden hit it right on the head, because I have been told, I almost feel like my whole adult life, a lot of my male friends have always said to me that I have been hard on men because my MO, especially back in the day, was I would go out with somebody for 2 seconds. I'd be done after 2 months. Like, well, thank you for playing the game, and I'm done. Like, you enjoy, and I still may be friends with them, but yeah, no, it wasn't for me, but we're cool. Yeah, bye. I just, my friends, my male friends would always be like, dang, Dion, you're so hard. Give me a check. I said, but if I see something, it's okay. They weren't for me. And we have fun, but I'm moving on. It's okay. I'm good. So I think I'm right there with you. And I'll be honest, I didn't even like using the word dating. I'll be real, Eden. I didn't like using the word dating. I would be like, oh, yeah, I hung out with so-and-so for a minute. I didn't even want to use that word dating. Like, I truthfully didn't even want to put you there. If I didn't give you an actual title, then no. There was no point of even mentioning you in the conversation to somebody like, yeah, I met so-and-so and we went out for a couple times, but okay. And if I actually gave you a title, okay, fine. But I'm totally with you.
Right.
I'm totally with you on, no, I've never felt stressed about trying to join the club. If I get there naturally, if I get to the Married Club naturally, great. If I don't, I don't know. But I've never felt pressured. I will. Oh, were you about to say something, Eden?
Oh, no, I'm actually agreeing with you. You put too much pressure on this whole idea. The purpose of dating is not to convince your date to want to keep dating you. That's not it. That's not the purpose. That's not what dating is for. It really is just to see if you can have an enjoyable evening with this person. And if you want to have another one, that's all. That's
I like
all.
Mhm.
That's all.
I like
and
that.
if you decide no, that's okay. You don't have to pretend like there's more to it than that. You don't owe anybody your life just because they were nice to you. You don't. Everybody
Yeah,
who's nice to you isn't compatible with you. You may be with a perfect gentleman who treated you accordingly all night long. And he could be completely incompatible to share your life with you. Or you may have seen something that you know you are not willing to accommodate in your life.
yep.
If you see
Mm.
something like that, if you see something that important on a first date, there's no reason to go on another one.
Right.
And
Okay.
it doesn't make them a bad person. It just
Right.
So,
makes them
ladies,
incompatible for you.
Right.
I have a question for both of you ladies. What is a deal
That's it.
breaker for you in today's society? What's a deal breaker? I'll start with you, Eden. You go out with a gentleman, and what are some of the things? Because see, some of you ladies have had a list that I have always thought, girl, you ain't never gonna get a man. Never, never. Now, I'm sure you don't want to do just, straight out of prison. I'm sure you don't want to do that, has robbed his mama to be able to take you out on a date, all of that. But Eden, what are 3 things on your list that's a no-no when it comes to you trying to or you being with a man?
Dishonesty, inconsistency, and lack of humor. I need to get my giggle on. And if I feel like I can't get my giggle on with you, that's a serious problem. But you can't lie to me. You cannot lie to me. That's just, especially not up front. And especially not about something I didn't ask you. If I go to your profile and it says whatever you are, whatever you do, wherever you came from, I didn't add that. So for you to lie to me about something that basic, I'm not going to trust you with anything more significant.
Right.
You can't lie to me about where you came from, how old you are, how tall you are, how much you weigh, all of that profile stuff. That has to be accurate. I don't need to see your picture from prom night. That's what I don't need. Don't need that. Don't need that. I need to see who's going to be coming into the restaurant. That's who I need to see. Whoever that is. That's what I need to see. I don't need small pictures. I don't need that. I don't need your days. I need right now. That's what I need.
Well, a lot of people have been complaining on social media about people putting these just strictly headshots, and that a lot of these people are out here with really tiny small faces. Yep. But when you get to the restaurant, baby, from that shoulder down, it's like like half brontosaurus, half dinosaur. And nothing against my plump folks. I'm plump too. But a lot of people say that that's the biggest damn deception is them little tiny ass headshots and small faces. And when you get on the date, they dragging a wagon, they dragging a whole train behind them. So
that's the truth. You're right about that. Mm-hmm.
That's a problem. That's a big problem. Big problem. Big. Did I say it was a big problem? It's a big problem. And here's why. Yes. It's not even about whatever it is you think you're trying to hide, which you can't hide anyway. Let's start there. But it's not even about whatever it is you think you're trying to hide. It's just the fact that you're trying to hide it, which means that you're trying to build a connection and an attraction with somebody that you are actually not. Just let that sink in for a minute.
Yep. Right.
How can that work out well for you if you're trying to build a connection with me based on somebody that you aren't? How does that work? How? It doesn't. So if you are really embracing who you actually are, then you need to show that. And on an online dating profile, I always advise everybody that I work with, they need at least 3 pictures. They need a casual picture, they need a dressy picture, and they need at least 1 full body picture. For just the reason you said.
Right.
I just want to know what's coming around the corner. Who am I supposed to be looking for? I don't need you sneaking up on me and I don't even recognize you. I've been talking to you for a week and I don't recognize you when you show up. Really?
True.
Like, really? That's not going to work for me. That's just not going to work. Ever. Like, ever. You cannot lie to me about that. You can't be inconsistent. If I gotta figure out what you're trying to tell me, that's a no. I'm way past that. I'm 58 years old. I'm not figuring out nothing. I only speak English. So if you can't tell me in English what you mean, then we don't have any further to go. I'm not figuring out.
Eden, you could have met a really wealthy Frenchman. You could have met a really wealthy Nigerian. I mean, you and this only speaking English. See, again, that's why your list is not right. See, Chat Daddy thinks, as long as they can talk and breathe, you should allow them into your life. And then I've had a couple of men hit me up and say, listen, most of you ladies be lying about your eyelashes. Most of you ladies be lying about your hair. Most of you ladies be lying about your booties, all of that. And you talking about you don't want no man to, yeah, right. I don't know. Y'all ain't being honest 100. Yes, Dion.
Look, I have my finger up like that shirt. Okay, I'm tiptoeing. I totally agree with you. Just be honest. You see me. I'm very much either you like what you see or you don't. Like, this is what it is. I actually like going in front of people with no makeup, 2 Afro puffs, hair slip, whatever. Like, I just like, here it is. Either you like it or you don't. And I actually used to do online dating back in the day when people started doing it back in the late 90s, early 2000s. That's when I was doing online. And then I dipped my toe back in there for 2 seconds, like maybe a couple years ago. But for me, I'm not going that route anymore, just because I had my fun with that. And it was back when it was a little safer. So I had some cool situations, some crazy ones too, but not like bad crazy. Just more of went out on a date. Yeah, no, didn't jail with the person at all. But I may have met somebody else, ended up dating that person for so many months, and they're still my friend. So it's, it depends on what it is. But I would say, Art, when you ask about what's a deal breaker, definitely somebody who's inconsiderate. I don't like inconsiderate people. I don't like rude people, inconsiderate people. Back to what you said, Eden, laughter is one of my favorite things. Like, I can't live without laughter. And I look at the fact that I was blessed enough to have parents who were together for close to 50 years. And what I saw was, before I passed, what I saw was they laughed every day. Like, number one, they were genuinely friends because they met in college, and they didn't date in college. They were just friends. They didn't date till they moved to Chicago. So they, started hanging out, and then they started dating, but they were just friends, but they laughed every day. That was one thing that I saw. And I know, as silly as I am, whatever, strange, I use all of them, I don't care. I know I have to have somebody who can laugh, because this world is hard enough. So you need somebody who's going to take that pressure off. But I do not like rude people, inconsiderate people who don't value your time as much as theirs. That's hugely, and I've dated guys and given them chances, That's part of one of my issues. Sometimes I'm a little naive. I hate to say that, as old as I am, but I give people chances a little bit more than what my girlfriends would. A lot of them would have given certain guys chances the way that I have, because I just try to take people as they are. I don't assume anything. I take them as they are. And then, and usually I can sense real quick if, this person isn't for me, but I still may say, well, don't write them off so quick. But usually my gut is right. Usually my gut is right. Even if I date somebody for a while, I go, you should have cut that off after month 3. Yeah. But me trying to be nice. And I knew doggone well, I should have cut it off. But
so Eden,
don't do it.
Eden, where do we go from here? So here we are. Fall is setting in. Of course, online dating is getting ready to be, the only way to go. I mean, as we said, restaurants and coffee shops and places like that are very limited. So where do we go from here? So should we think about maybe placing an ad on the dating apps for the fall season, and maybe Santa will put a man under some of you ladies' tree? I don't know. Is now the time to start doing that?
It's always the time. It's always the time. And whatever else you need to put in place to keep yourself safer, just put that in place. But this crisis has only changed the technology really of dating. It hasn't really changed the process. You still have to meet people, and you still have to get to know them. You still have to spend time sharing their world with them. None of that changed. So whatever you're comfortable with in that respect, that's what you need to do. Just be consistent about it and know that you're going to have to do it more often than you're probably accustomed to. Just give up too fast. When you ask them why they're still single, if they actually want to be in a relationship, a lot of people get defensive and they say stuff like, I'm single by choice, or I'm tired of being played, or
did we lose her?
I know.
Honey, look. All we heard was, I'm tired of getting played. And the next thing you know, she faded out. Oh, there she is.
Eden, we didn't hear what you just said.
Right, Eden. We heard get played. We heard, I don't know, honey. This Wi-Fi is tripping. We heard don't get played. The next thing we know, you got played. So right. So
what I can hear you at least, but my whole screen is blank.
Oh no! But we see you. Well,
it's
you
rebooting. Okay, now I see you.
You kind of moving like one of them kung fu movies back in the day. Remember them kung fu movies where your mouth be moving? Everything. Right. Okay. All right. Continue. Right.
Yeah. There's a serious delay.
Let me keep drinking.
What I was saying was, a lot of times when I talk to people about why they're still single, if they actually want to be in a relationship, they get defensive and say stuff like, well, I'm single by choice, or ain't nobody else serious, or I'm tired of being lied to, played with, yada, yada, yada. If those are the only two choices. As if you have to be single, or you have to be played with, lied to, messed up, as if there's not another option. As if you can be happily in a relationship. That's all. Chances are the reason why is because you weren't willing to look far enough to find someone that you are actually compatible with. You ran out of steam, you ran out of stamina, you ran out of endurance, you ran out of patience, you ran out of whatever it was. But if you this idea that just because you're attracted to someone as a relationship, you are going to get your head bumped often. Because that's not how it works. Attraction is important, don't get me wrong, but it's not enough to build a relationship on.
Thank you.
It's not enough.
Dion, do you have another question for our expert tonight, Miss Dion?
Yeah, I'm listening to what you're saying, Eden, and I think too, a lot of times when you were talking about the way people look at dating, or way people want to jump immediately to relationships, I always like to, when I meet people and if I have a genuine chemistry with that person, it's like, okay, great. So now let's get to know each other. Let's try to build a friendship. Let's try to build that level of intimacy, because a lot of times I feel like, back to your point, when you date, you don't just date to date or date to just have a good time. You date with this focus on, oh, I'm going to be in a relationship, or I'm going to go right to, is this person the one? And so I think, where my brain is, and I don't know how you feel with this, but where my brain is, if I meet somebody, it's, okay, let's try to build this connection and build a friendship here and get to know each other on that intimate level, so that if something does come out of that, then we already know each other. We already know different dynamics. Like, I have things, I know the information about your background. I know how you work, or I know what you're dealing with, and, what your not issues, but, just your different challenges, because we all have challenges, right? Because none of us are perfect. So it's just good, I think, to really try to create those friendships, or to try to develop those friendships, because a lot of times we don't do that. I don't think enough.
I have to agree, because what we often end up doing is we get into relationships based on how we feel instead of based on who they are.
Right.
And that's how we get our heads bumped, because we end up trying to build a relationship with what we feel like when we're in that person's presence.
Mm-hmm.
We're not building a relationship with who that person actually shows up as in the relationship. You're trying to build a relationship of trust with somebody you can't trust. And then you get mad at them for not being trustworthy when they've been showing you that from the beginning. You just refuse to see it because you are so wrapped up in how you felt in that person's presence. And that's what you're actually building the relationship with, is how you feel instead of who they are. And until that dynamic gets switched, the outcome will never change. Because all you're doing is building more and more connections to what you feel like. And feelings are fickle. Nobody ever built anything lasting on what they felt like. People in lasting, happy relationships didn't do it because they always felt like it. They did it because they were committed to the life that they built together and the fact that they wanted it to continue, irrespective of whether they felt like it or not. Because there'll be a lot of times when they don't feel like it. A lot of times when they don't feel like it. But if they're compatible and they want the life that they've built together to continue, then they get past what they feel like and they do what's required to make sure that life continues. That's beyond, he cute.
Hello.
I like his six pack. or I get butterflies when they show up. When people talk to me about butterflies, I go the other way. Butterflies are not your friend. Butterflies are your good sense leaving your body. That's what butterflies are.
Oh, you lying.
I'm not your friend. I'm not your friend.
Wait a minute. You mean to tell me
good decisions that have ever been based on butterflies? Stop.
Wait, Eden, I thought the going line was
than butterflies.
You make my heart flutter.
Uh-oh. Well,
You make my heart flutter. You make
Don't
me
do
see
it.
stars and
Do it.
moons. I thought, but come on, Eden, isn't that how people fall in love with each other? The heart is fluttering, and I see stars and moons, and you just make me want to sing a song, and I walk down the street kicking my heels up. You mean to tell me that's all fictitious? That's not true?
No, it all happens. It all happens. And it happens in happy relationships. It also happens between people who are completely different to each other. It happens with people who have no business being together. And the difference is where they're destructive to each other, romance, butterflies is all they have.
Well, yeah.
With lasting relationships, they actually have a foundation of trust and communication and connection that they took the time to build. They actually invested in being honest with each other and being open to each other and being considerate of each other. That's beyond butterfly.
Uh-oh, I heard
butterflies pretty much
flies.
Okay. That was great though, because it was like butter
fly. It did. That's the way it came across to us. Yeah.
Butterflies.
Eating it sounds like we losing
that you should stay there.
Right.
That's no indication that you should even be there.
We having serious internet issues. Eden, can you hear us? Hello, Eden. Are you?
This means you like what you're looking at.
Oh, okay. Can you hear us at all, Eden? Hello.
And that's great. Don't you?
And see, Dion, you was talking about my audio at the beginning of the show, girl. Honey, this like we talking to Mars. Oh my God. Eden, are you there, darling? Can you hear us? You tell this a ghetto fabulous talk show. You know what I'm saying? Hello, Eden. She's steady talking. Baby, she's steady talking. She just
no problem.
Eden.
Got it. You should like your that's your primary reason. Okay. Then it's going to be a
yep.
If that's your primary relationship glue, then your relationship will.
Okay. All right. So Eden, can you hear? Apart. All right, baby. Can you hear us now? Okay.
It can't be long at all.
All right. Eden, can you hear us?
An unstable internet connection.
Okay. All right. So now,
I'm losing you again.
That's all right, baby. That's Eden. We love you, darling. We gonna sign off. You did an outstanding job. Everybody loved you. I'll give you a call in just a little bit to tell you what's going on. All right, baby. We love you. All right, Eden Adele, ladies and gentlemen, the creator of Get Back
Together.
Oh, okay. See, we heard that. All right, we love you, honey. Yay! Oh boy, po thing. We'll have to figure it out, baby. All I heard was butter.
I'm sorry. I had the giggles. I couldn't stop laughing.
Look, that's all right, Dion. That look, honey. We do what we have to do to make this show work, baby. That's
oh my gosh, that was so funny.
Sylvia Holloway, I need you to get in touch with Chat Daddy. We got to talk about getting organized this fall season. Please call me Sylvia Holloway. Reach out to me. She's a great organizer. She is the she the sister girl of Marie Kondo.
Oh wow.
Yeah, right. You know how like Marie Kondo is, Well, Sylvia Holloway is the sister girl Marie Kondo.
I love it. I love it.
She wanted to come organize me, and I told her, girl, no, because we'd be fighting.
Oh my God.
So, yeah.
I love that. Eden was great. Eden was great.
Eden is amazing. We love Eden. We do. this Wi-Fi thing, and imagine our children have to go to school with this type of situation. So yeah, just hang tight. Wait, hold on. Let's see if we can bring her back real quick.
Dion,
are you there?
She's back. Yay. Okay.
Yay.
I still can't hear you guys.
Eden, are you there?
Oh no.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay. I guess
Eden,
slowly
you
but
can't
surely
hear us
all
at all.
back in because I couldn't even a minute ago.
Oh well.
Go.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right.
Okay,
all right. That's all right. That's all right. I'll call you in a minute. Okay. Baby, only on this show. Only on this. Coming to you directly live from the south side of Chicago. Yeah. Honey, right. It's something between Texas. I know. Dion, real quick, my love, please tell us how we can connect with the gala again. Go ahead.
Yes. A virtual cocktail party. Love always wins. It is for IMD Guest House, and you can go to lovewins.givesmart.com, or you can text Love Wins to 76278. Okay? Love Wins to 76278. If you want to text, you can do it that way too. Okay? I hope to see you all there. Please.
All right, Dion, what's your closing thoughts tonight, my love?
I think what I'm going to do is to give you something new, because we were talking about relationships. So, I can make you love me if you don't. You can make your heart feel something it won't. Here in the dark, in these final hours, I will lay down my heart, and I feel the fire, but you won't. Oh, you won't. And I can make you love me if you don't. I thought that was appropriate.
Yay! It was great. It was beautiful. I think you have some new male callers and suitors that'll be hitting you up soon.
Oh Lord, please.
Yeah. Look, I'm helping a sister out. That's what we do on this show. Yeah, that's what we do.
Pass your test.
Oh, you know that's right. You know the litmus test. You know the Chat Daddy test, baby. You know I'll be testing them now.
That's right.
All right. Well, listen, coming up on the Monday night edition of the Real Chat Daddy Show, Dr. Janet Seabrook will be here to talk to us about October being Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And then we'll learn about a wonderful musical program for young people that is a program for young people across the country. So you just don't have to be here in the Chicagoland area to learn about great music. We're doing whatever we can to keep entertainment and the arts alive. So I'm looking forward to Monday's night show. I'm sure Hot Topics and entertainment will be great over the weekend with everything that has gone on. And we are, less than 30 some days away from Election Day. November 3rd is that big day. And so what's tomorrow? Yeah. October 2nd. Yep. October 2nd. So yeah. So we're like 32 days away. So
yes,
make it all happen.
That's all right. Please vote.
Please. DionLoveWins.GiveSmart.com is the website where you guys can go and help with IMD Guest House. Next Thursday evening is our big soiree. I am honored to be one of the many celebrities. I am humbled because all of these other celebrities are huge powerhouses, and they'll be a part of this virtual fundraiser to help IMD Guest House. For more information about me, TheRealChatDaddy.com, TheRealChatDaddy.com. Do me a favor, go over to YouTube and subscribe to the Real Chat Daddy Show. It's easy and simple. All you have to do is hit the subscribe button. Same way with Facebook. And if you ever miss any of these shows live and in person, you can always watch encore performances via YouTube or the Real Chat Daddy. I can't say who I am. The Real Chat Daddy Show page. It's time for me to take another nap.
Right.
I love you guys so much. On behalf of my beautiful co-host this evening, the amazing Miss Dion Nicole Smith. Thank you to the beautiful Miss Eden Adele. Despite the fact that we did have technical difficulties, she gave great advice tonight.
Yes, yes.
I love you guys. I'll see you Monday. Dion, I'll check in over you over the weekend, dear. How about that?
I love it. Sounds good.
All right, darling. I love you. Be good, darling. Stay out of trouble. Keep that afro fresh, baby. Yes.
I would try. Thank you.
All right, honey. I love you. I'll see you later. Dion Nicole Smith. All right. Go to the Real Chat Daddy.com for more information about yours truly. I love you guys. Have